Well, hello everyone. This is Dr. Ayleen, and this is another daily dose of medicine walk. And for those of you who are listening in on Blog Talk Radio, this is Healing House Radio. So we've got Luna here. She's doing better. She is, she's able to do her business, and tomorrow I get the test results on the lab work back. And she's just kind of quiet. Of course, she was quiet yesterday and then bolted through the room. But she decided that she wanted to be cuddled and held, and that just wanted to kind of be around. And, when you're worried about someone who you care about, it can be really tough. It can be tough to find your center. It can be tough to find your grounding. And since I'm also kind of worried about Sam, he's got a vet appointment tomorrow, and we have to kind of see how that goes. But, it's still worth the ride. I've had people who said, wow, what if, there's bad news, and what if, you find out something, about one of the animals that's kind of on the bad side. I just look at them and smile and say it was worth the ride. And it was a great one. And can you go up over here? Oh, there you go. We'll find a spot. When you are, when you're able to hold that kind of feeling, and it's not to say that, they don't mean something to me, that the idea of losing either one of them in my life, that just really is very, very hard. And I also know we've had a lot of really, really good years together. And sometimes we have to be able to let go and say a contract is complete. We have to be able to say, you know what? We're good. And it's time to move forward. And no matter what that is, I know that there's a part of them that will always be with me, and a part of me that will be with them wherever they end up going. So, and that's the one thing about having a pet, is that, you always have to kind of, have that, because their lives aren't as long as the rest of us. So you don't have to lack emotion to be able to release attachment. You can have a deep emotional connection and still be able to go into that place of balance and say, all right, this is what we've got to work with. There's a saying that happiness isn't about having what you want, but wanting what you have. And I've worked for a lot of years to help people be able to find that center point, that, if this is all I have and this is all I get, it's still okay. I can do this. Which is kind of that weighing against, that whole idea of, you want to manifest, you want to dream big. And I tell people, it's like, look, if you're going to dream big and step forward and do what you need to do. And being able to balance that with the idea that if the big dream doesn't happen, you can still be very happy with what you've got and where you're at. And, and that can be very difficult, especially in relationships. And whether you're empathic or not, those can be hard. But you can still learn to find that eye of the storm that we've talked about, that ability to kind of push the crazy back and leave a space where the crazy isn't happening right now. And that's important, because there's a lot of crazy things that are happening in the world right now. A lot of weirdness, a lot of uncertainty, a lot of fear, a lot of anger. So being able to create a space for yourself where you can take a breath and be able to just kind of be and go, okay, I can do this. Because it's in that space that okay, I can do this. I can do this. And you keep telling yourself that, because it's true. You can do this. Whatever it is you're going through, it's not stronger than you are. It's not more powerful than you are. It is an event. And you have the ability. Hey, Luna. She's going to go hang out near Sam. Come on. Okay, you can come over if you want. So, I wanted to kind of touch on that today. And it's when we can just kind of let go of some of the attachments. We can let go of some of the stuff that is weighing on us just for a few minutes. I mean, yeah, there's really good reasons to be concerned, and there's really good reasons to be worried, and there's really good reasons to to just not feel safe. And there are also lots of reasons to know that you're strong, and to know that you can do this, to know that you can overcome whatever it is that you're facing. So, just allow yourself to be open to that. Allow yourself the opportunity to find that balance point between everything you want and everything you have, and that either one is okay. I had a conversation with someone, and, they wanted, a big sign from the universe that, things, they were going to get the things that they wanted. And so, I kind of did a work with them, and some very conscious sort of, it's prayer, it is focus, it's a meditation. And basically it was putting out that intention that she would be able to get an answer that could encourage her. And so, I did the work, and I told her to just be aware of what she dreamed, because she would probably have, a very powerful dream. Which the next day she called me, and she did. She had a dream, and, we went through it, and it pointed her right to what she needed. And it really was amazing, and it was an amazing gift. And yet she was disappointed that it didn't give her one particular piece. So it's like, well, what about this part? And part of me thought, you've received a gift, and just because you didn't get everything you wanted, you have discounted the entire gift. And I had to remember and remind myself that not everybody understands that at the same level. And, this is when you do energetic works, especially as an empath, you connect deeply to a lot of consciousness that is around you, and connecting with the consciousness of the trees and the stones and the river where I live. And to me, that is something sacred, and it's also kind of ordinary. It's just having that connection and living that connection is just what is. And that's hard to explain to people who haven't experienced that. Like, being empathic can be hard to explain to people who don't understand what that means. So sometimes I have to remind myself that not everybody realizes how sacred something is because they haven't had that much exposure to it. So being able to kind of remind myself it's like, okay, dial back. Not everybody is, on the same page as you. And that is something that is important during trying times when we're trying to communicate with each other, that we're not always on the same page. And, it's being empathic helps you to find someone else's page, and it helps you to understand their perspectives. You don't have to agree with them, but you can understand them. And, it's like knowing when the difference between when a cat wants to be cuddled and when it doesn't, or knowing the difference between, when an animal is, just kind of resting, or if something is going wrong, or when you're dealing with someone who seems to have, like just the most horrible attitude, and you don't want to deal with them, and yet there's something that's underneath it that you recognize, maybe fear. A lot of times, when people are really aggressive, deep down they're scared of something. And to be able to go, oh, okay, this person is being kind of a jerk. And I sense that there's something underneath. There's something more powerful that is driving them because they don't want to be this way. They're scared and they're reflecting that. So, as we look at our attachments, we can't attach so much to how we feel someone should be responding that we are not able to release that attachment and just experience what is. As we were talking about that whole idea of, the big dream and wanting something that you don't have, there's nothing wrong with that. And, if you're dealing with somebody, well, I want them to speak to me as respectfully as I speak to them. But if that person doesn't, can you be just okay with going, well, okay, they're in a space and I don't have to deal with that. I don't have to engage that if I don't want to. I don't have to be sucked in to feeling what they feel. I can choose to go, oh, okay, well, later, we're done. So consider your attachments. Consider if those attachments serve you, and consider how easy you feel you would have, the ability to let that attachment go and just go into a place of neutrality. Whether it's a beloved pet that you may have to say goodbye to, or whether it's an argument that you are determined to win or to change somebody's perspectives, you're probably not. So just be able to accept and be at peace with you may not get the outcome you want. And I find I usually end up with the outcome I need. And part of that is trusting that there's a consciousness in the universe that knows a lot more than I do and is there to help me. And however you embrace that consciousness, however you perceive that, that's up to you, or if you perceive it at all. It's just a matter of being able to see the bigger picture and to be willing to look for it. So, I wish you a really good big picture. I wish you wonderful big dreams. And I wish you peace with exactly what you have. So thank you for joining me. And if you like this video and you want to support it, please press like. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can leave them in the comments section. If you're listening in on Blog Talk Radio, then please check out the link that's in your description that'll lead you to the YouTube page. And if you want to support the channel, consider subscribing. That would be awesome. And it would really help me out and help out the channel a lot. So again, thank you for joining me. And as always, I wish you balance and I wish you blessings from my heart to yours. Love you and see you next time. Oh, and I'll keep you updated on both Luna and Sam. Bye.